Authorities in South Australia are reminding residents to be vigilant in floodwaters after a family has been rescued from a sinking boat in the state's Riverland region. The SES were called to Blanchetown, where 3 adults and a child clung onto trees late yesterday afternoon. In the state's east, flood levels around Renmark have reached their peak and they're remaining stable. It comes as the state government in South Australia announces grants of $10,000 to small businesses experiencing a downturn due to the floods. And residents across parts of South Australia have certainly been displaced as those floodwaters rise to dangerous levels. Mannum resident Neville Byrne left his houseboat behind and says it's unlikely he'll be able to live on it anytime soon. Well, Neville Byrne joins us now live. Neville, thank you so much for your time. The water levels there in the Murray have been so unpredictable, obviously, with all the water coming downstream from Victoria. How have conditions been for locals there where you are?
Yes, it's been a very long and slow process here. We've been waiting for the flood for many months now, and people have been preparing. Some people have left it a little bit late in some cases, but most people have been well and truly on top of their preparations. We're expecting a peak here at Mannum in early January, probably about the 7th, but there's still quite some time off getting that. So we've still got a bit more preparation to do.
And so many Australians head to the Murray River for this time of year. Obviously, you know, that beautiful Riverland region, many up near Mildura as well, where the water was in recent weeks. Is this really going to cripple the businesses and I guess residents, yourself included, over the next couple of weeks?
It depends a little bit on how people react to it. A lot of people are trying to stay away because they think we're in dire straits up here, but in reality, a lot of communities are prepared, and many have already come through it. Places like Echuca and Mildura have already had their peaks, and now they're trying to come back through recovery. And even here in South Australia, places like Renmark, which reached its peak this week, they're still looking for visitors. You need to check to make sure you can get accommodation, but if you can do a day trip to any of these places, they'd really appreciate your custom.
Oh, no doubt. And of course, with all the wine country there in the back end of Adelaide and also up in that Riverland region and where you are, the tourism is needed this time of year. How long do you think it might take for the water to get to where you are?
It'll take another couple of weeks to get to us here in Mannum, as I say, about the 7th of January. And then it'll stay at a peak for another week before it starts to very slowly drop again.
Are you worried about the water cutting off some of the critical roads and highways in the region?
There has been a little bit of damage to some of the roads. It hasn't really impacted many houses. It's mostly flown into low-lying areas, but there's still dairy farms, and some of the dairy farmers are suffering a little bit because they can't get stock onto the paddocks that are now quite sodden. So they're a little bit upset about it, but for most people, there's no great problems. Been a couple of road closures, obviously, where the roads have been significantly damaged, but for the most people, there's still business as usual.
Yeah, no doubt. It looks like it's business as usual where you are. You've got a few people behind you there, and it looks like you're keeping entertained with the cricket.
Oh, yes. We're here in the Lions Den at Mannum. The Lions have kindly opened up their club rooms today and yesterday because it's 42 degrees outside at the moment, so it's much cooler in here under the air conditioning of the Lions fans and air conditioning. So we've evacuated here. There's a number of people who are living in caravans, but you know, in a caravan it's still very hot today. So we're very appreciative of the Lions Club to open up their facilities for us and provide us with cool drinks and a pleasant environment and somewhere we can watch the cricket.
Yeah, no doubt, and I hope the beer tap hasn't run out for you too there. So you think it could be some time before you're back home?
We'll probably get back home onto our houseboat late in January, but realistically our electricity won't be connected until April, and hopefully our sewerage will be back on by the end of February.
Well, let's hope so, or at least hope the timeline's brought up at all, Neville. I do enjoy people that love to spend time on houseboats, myself included, but I hope you can get back there sometime soon. Take care, Neville. All the best.